If your friends aren't supporting you and you're worried what your friends are going to think about your content, you got the wrong group of friends.
So you
Like,
as an entrepreneur and you're doing all these different things and you're putting your name and your branding on it. So in an industry that's kind of ever changing, right? How do you keep your mindset and your drive to be adaptable to the changes? Hi, and welcome back to the Mind Body Method podcast. I'm your host, Josh Grimm. If your work feels heavy lately, it might be time to reconnect with why you started. Your drive says a lot about you. Not the hustle for hustle's sake kind, but the quiet, consistent drive that comes from purpose, that feeling that you have inside. This episode is about that internal fire, the reason you keep going when no one's clapping for you, when you feel solo doing what you're doing, when progress is slow, and when the motivation fades. I've learned that real drive isn't loud. It's steady, it's rooted in values, not validation. We talk about work as an expression of who you are, not just learning, what you do for a paycheck, about aligning your effort with meaning and why fulfillment comes not from commitment, not from convenience. If you're feeling disconnected from your work or, questioning your direction, this episode is an invitation to recalibrate what your true passion is. Let's talk about what truly fuels you. Today's guest is someone whose talent and drive have shaped entire spaces, whether on TV, in homes, or through personal style. He's a host, a creator, a tastemaker, and someone who understands what it takes to build a career that's both lasting and authentic to himself. We're diving into the mindset behind his success, the passion, the discipline, and the internal engine that drives him. And the guest that I'm talking about today is my friend, Preston Conrad. He's the founder of Preston Lane, and I'm very, very excited to sit here and talk with him. I've known him for a long, long time, many years throughout us, the kids running around New York City. And today we're going to talk a little bit more in depth, probably different conversations than we used to have in the past. So Preston, welcome.
thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I'm so excited.
It's so funny hearing you say that. We've known each other a long time.
Well, it had to be 20 years,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, close to it.
Close to it, yeah.
Little babies running around New York City, and
Yeah,
now
we're
look at
aging.
us now.
How long have you been here?
I moved here in 2004, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
So 20. I just passed 20 years, probably. No,
Right.
2005, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So we're at the 20-year mark.
So before I get into all of the knit and grit of
Yeah.
Preston and your business and your drive and your passion, tell us a little bit of who Preston Lane, your business, Preston Lane,
Yep.
and who Preston Conrad is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll start with me. I'm a lifestyle expert, TV host, and entrepreneur. I live here in New York City, have forever. And I'm the co-founder of Preston Lane. We're an accessible luxury home and home fragrance brand that is, it feels like we've been out there forever, but we are just a year and change old, almost maybe year and 4 months old as of recording this today. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And so walk me through a little bit of your career path, because you've evolved
Yeah.
many different places over the years
I've
into where
worn
you
many,
are now.
many coats.
Many coats, yeah.
Let's see. So I went to school in Boston, and I went to school for TV, and I kind of like doubled in TV and marketing. I loved the business side of things, but I really wanted to learn the ins and outs of TV. I knew it probably wasn't a path. At the time as a kid, I was like, I'm not going to make any money in TV. I'm never going to get on TV. I should probably focus on business or something. So I really focused on the marketing. And when I was working retail at the Gap in Boston, I was recruited by this guy who kept coming behind the cash register, and he's like, I love your vibe, your energy. I'm like, sir, you're going to get me fired. I need this job. Like, my parents don't have that much money. I need to pay for this school myself. And he kept coming back, and he was the chief of staff of Ralph Lauren. And he's like, we're starting this new brand called Rugby by Ralph Lauren. We need like 6 college kids to come to New York tomorrow to meet Ralph. And I was like, I think you're a scammer. Like, please leave. I ended up quitting my job and going with this stranger and getting on an airplane and flying to New York. Yeah, the next day.
Wow.
And I met Ralph, and I was the manager of this Rugby concept store in Boston, and that became my college retail job. So I really fell in love with storytelling and the luxury world of Ralph Lauren. And then I moved all my classes to Tuesday, Thursday, so I could do 40 plus hours there at that job. And then I finished out college, and they offered me a job. I graduated on like a Monday, and they offered me a job corporate here in New York on like that Wednesday. So I moved to stay with family friends in Connecticut and just took the train in and worked corporate for Ralph Lauren in visuals, in store design, in branded environments, kind of visual storytelling. And then I went on Stayed there for about a decade, and then I went on to, run creative for a luxury brand based in London. And then my last corporate job was being fashion director for American Eagle Outfitters here in New York. And then I hit my wall. Instead of working for the man, I wanted to be the man.
Makes sense.
And the entrepreneur side of me that we share a lot of similarities in came out, and I started to do my own things.
And so when did you kind of dive into styling?
So the end of my Ralph Lauren career, what was great about being there is that I could kind of bounce around. Once you knew the brand and knew the aesthetic, and if you shared the kind of creative talent, you could kind of move around a little bit. So I moved into the styling world at Ralph Lauren at the end of my career there, and was a nice change from styling inanimate humans in rooms to styling models on campaign shoots and for video. And then when I was at Bell Staff after that, I ran all of creative. So it was a lot of styling on model, a lot of traveling to Milan and Paris and working at Fashion Week. And then with American Eagle as fashion director, I was like the chief style director kind of photography, video, campaign. So I was a stylist forever. But my real passion has always been home and environments.
Okay.
So post my corporate life, I really got into it. And all throughout this time, I had been building an audience on social media because I come from a very humble farm background, which but I decided, I'm like, wait a minute, how am I in Milan for Fashion Week? How am I working with all these amazing
Pinch
people?
yourself moment.
Right. And I was like, I need to share this stuff on social media. So I started like a blog. Remember blogs back in the day? I started an outfit blog being like, this is how I put my outfit together, what I've learned through the best stylists in the world, and would teach it to people. And I amassed this following. And after my corporate career, I was like, I'm so sick of just talking about me on Instagram. I want to help other people and get back to what I love, which is interiors and creating worlds, which is kind of where I surrendered my Instagram to the people in service.
So where was there a moment, or was there a moment that you realized that this is my, no pun intended, my lane? Preston Lane.
Yeah, it's funny. I started posting content. I was posting fashion forever, and I think a lot of people, whether you have a small social media presence or a big, feel very pigeonholed into what you post and what you talk about. And I was like, how am I ever going to post about my passion for interior design? People know me as the blog guy or posting clothes. So I just kind of took a chance and did it. And I also consciously wanted to change my audience. My audience was 70 to 80% men, and women remain the consumer,
Right.
remain the most engaged, remain the most loyal and community driven. So I wanted to shift this. So I knew that home would also help me do that, and would bring more women and more other types of people into my brand.
Right.
So I just started doing it.
So
I just started posting
it was purpose driven also. So you saw like an end. Or
I knew where I wanted to go.
a
I
path.
wanted to share my ethos of helping people live a beautiful life without breaking the bank with more people. And it's what even when I worked in high end fashion, I'd post Zara and H&M hauls and things that look affordable but aren't. And the home world is like, people feel so bad about their spaces on the internet. They watch too much TikTok. They're hearing, oh, you have a millennial gray apartment or this or that. And they're like, I don't have money to redo my whole place. How can I feel better about my living room? And that's why they come to me. And it's what I try to help them do. It's what I do on the Today Show.
Do you think that you represent accessible style for people today?
I hope to. Yeah. Accessible style is really where I stand behind, right? Like I grew up shopping at Kmart and like TJ Maxx. And yeah, I love nice things now, but I love a high-low moment. Like I love a pair of Gap jeans and a really bitchy shoe, right? And like it's all about balance for me. And then Preston Lane, that was my opportunity to bring my own point of view on accessible luxury home products to more people.
So how exactly did Preston Lane get started? Because like because obviously you went from many steps to get to the place where you are now. And why Preston Lane? Why the name? Why did it start?
Like many people during the pandemic, I was going crazy and looking for spark and inspiration and things. We share a lot of similarities. I'm always busy. Yeah. And that time was we love it and I thrive on it. But that time was very difficult for me to not be as busy as I used to be. So I was like, I'm going to finally start my own brand. I've got enough followers, probably like 80,000 followers at the time. I don't know what it was. I've got enough followers I could start my own brand. I don't want it to be a size. I want anyone to be able to buy it, whether they're a man, a woman, old, young, big, small. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this in home. I'm gonna like put a name, and I started making my own candles called under my name, Preston Conrad. And I was like, people feel better at their space. We're in the pandemic. It was a great little kind of hobby business. I sold them on my Instagram. And then my co-founder, Lisa, who just called me, we've been friends forever in the fashion world. And she was leaving a meeting in London and was like, I have the best idea for your candles that you've been working on. What if we come together? She's helped build, Kim and Kylie build their businesses. She's helped like some Lenny Kravitz build his business. She's really like a builder. She's like, there's this huge opportunity in home fragrance. What if we take the fragrances you made, put them in this whole new range of products, and we start fresh? And I said, I don't want it to be my name. What if the company sells one day? I've known all these people that have lost rights to their names and as businesses grow.
Smart.
And her name's Lisa. My name's Preston, PL. I'm like, what can we do with PL? And I was like, Preston Lane.
I love
Life
it.
is beautiful on Preston Lane.
That makes sense.
And it's more about a place where you live than a place about me. We all live on Preston Lane. It's a place where accessible products are fun and beautiful.
Right. So it is very important for you for how the consumer actually feels around your products. It's not all about just like blowing up this big business. You want someone to
No.
actually like be that long-term customer and buyer of and buy into Preston Lane.
Totally. Listen, I mean, we're in an era where the founders of a business, you know this, are the forefront of the business.
Right.
People know how to get a hold of you when there's a problem. People, even if there's not a problem, they want to share how they feel on a DM, or they want to leave a comment, or they want to remix a video and share their experience either they had with you or with your product. So it's really, everything's intentional because we're in an era where people are building themselves up as the brand. And it's important that I can stand behind everything we do. We make tons of mistakes and I own them all the time. And I'm like apologizing for things. But as like every business, you just have to kind of rip the Band-Aid off and address it.
Well, it's, I obviously have known that you've had drive for so long, but it's like you obviously have a huge vision as well. A lot of people have vision, but not a lot of people have the follow through to, follow through with it.
People get nervous.
You really know.
No, people get nervous and you just do it. It's like when you start your,
Right.
like I'm sure it's daunting.
It is.
People are like, I don't come from family money. It's not like I can ask people for money to start a business, right? Like you figure it out, you save money, people, it all starts like, for me, it started with being comfortable putting my face out on the internet, which people are very nervous to do because they're like, I work a job or I do this. It's like, you just have to, if you care about what if your friends aren't supporting you and you're worried what your friends are going to think about your content, you got the wrong group of friends.
So you as an entrepreneur and you're doing all these different things and you're putting your name and your branding on it. So in an industry that's kind of ever changing, right? How do you keep your mindset and your drive to be adaptable to the changes?
I mean, I think we're in a world right now where the trend cycle is insane. Like what's
What do you
happening.
mean by that?
Like, especially let's talk about home, I guess, but like old money style or coastal grandma trend, right? Like the trend cycle of apparel is catching up to home really fast. For me, I've always been kind of like a timeless guy, and I'm trying to share my vision with people. So I think it's about being aware of what's going on in the market. Like any business owner or founder needs to be aware of their competition, the trend cycle, the appetite for your business, the size of the market opportunity of your business. But then you need to have your own vision. Like what lane are you carving out on this highway?
Have you always had a business mindset attached to your career path, or is it something that you just kind of, had to develop as you got in?
I mean, it's a skill. It's a tool I'm like sharpening to this day, right? And now as a CEO, co-CEO of a business, there are plenty of things that I've taught myself in the last 2 years when it comes to cash flow projections and margins and forecasting and planning. Things that I went to art school, things that I never thought I would need to know. On the opposite side of it, I've always been a businessman in the way that I've always been like a hustler and a wheeler and a dealer, and I wanted to work and I wanted to grind. I got my first job when I was 12, weighing pumpkins on an apple orchard because I just wanted to
my
work.
first job, I was 12 in a nursery.
Yeah, because that's when 12-year-olds were allowed to work, and B, we're both from the same state where I guess that's just allowed to happen.
Right.
But this was a long time ago. But I wanted to work from a young age. So what I'm fine tuning now is my business acumen of running, scaling, and growing a 6, 7 figure business,
Right.
which is something that I've never had to do before, but I'm lucky to have a partner.
Do you feel the pressure, or do you
I
put
feel
pressure on yourself?
I feel pressure every day.
Right.
I handle pressure very well, I
Okay.
think. I'm very much in the mind of there's always going to be a problem. We'll figure it out. What I don't deal as well with as that big pressure is the pressure I put on myself,
Right.
to make something perfect or to jump at the right opportunity. Like I'm not a inner saboteur really in that way, but I do put a lot of pressure on myself.
So you do have like an internal dialogue about the pressure that.
Totally.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, my internal dialogue is psychotic and fun, but it's like if I got nervous about every investor meeting, I wouldn't exist. Like I would, you can't be nervous about these kind of like big business things and the pressure that's involved when I'm pitching a huge, we're in an amazing partnership with Amazon. We launched our new home brand exclusive to Amazon. So I had to really fine tune my skills to like present, and there's pressure there, and to know my numbers and to know my plan and sales plan. And like, there's always a little nerves there.
So not only do you wear many hats, you have your hand in all aspects of the business, right?
There's 4 people at my company.
Okay.
Myself, my co-founder, Lisa, and then we have 2 employees.
Okay.
2 of which, and they're both dear friends of mine. Mia, who runs our marketing, is the first person I met in college 20 something years ago. And David was my first assistant ever.
Wow.
So these are people that are my ride or dies
Right.
who I don't want to say given them the opportunity. They've given me the opportunity to like grow together. But you have to do everything.
Is there maybe, I listen, I am the same.
You
as
know you do
right
everything
now.
too.
Yes.
Like you have to do everything.
But is there's a little sense of control there? I mean, I'm a control freak.
I'm a
It's
full
something
control
I'm
freak.
working on.
Yeah, I work on it every day, to be honest. I mean,
Right.
we're in meetings, like we work with a lot of agency partners, which helps us keep our team really small.
Right.
So like we have an agency, they're global, and let's call it like the paid or the retention side of the business they help us with. There's probably 40 people that help us there. And I've gotten really good in the last like 2 months. Like they'll say, hey, these are Preston for review. And it's like hundreds of email designs or social media ads or whatever. And I really am like, you know what, David, like I've known you for 10 years. You know my eye, like, what do you think? And I just let him run it, which is a big accomplishment for a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you handle that with the control freak stuff?
I have a therapist. I read a lot of self-help books.
You're better than me.
No, I recognize my control too. And,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like work. I don't play well with others. And I'm trying to be better and actually relinquish some of the control because, I can't do it all. I physically can't do it all as my business is expanding faster than, not that I want, but just it's faster
Then you
than
even
I can
predicted.
handle.
Yeah.
Right. So, you can only work 17-hour days for so long as a 45-year-old man
Yeah.
before you just eventually say, okay, I need help.
I said, one of my friends, she's actually an advisor to our company. Her name's Allison Ellsworth. Her and her husband started a company called Poppy Soda.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I met them when they first came off Shark Tank. They had no
Yes.
money. They hired me to consult for them, and I stayed with them till they just sold it for $2 billion.
$2 billion. I know, I read.
So they now advise for us, and they've seen every side of the coin: the making of the coin, the dirty coin, the shiny side,
yes.
every side. And Allison really is instilling in me the power of team. And she's like us. She's a hustler. Likes working long days and being crazy. She's a mom of 3 boys, so I don't know how she does it. But relinquishing control and allowing people to come into your orbit is something that a lot of people really need to work on. I'm working on it. Sounds like you're working on it, but it'll only help your vision get larger.
So, I mean, I know you personally, and I know that you take your time and you go to your house upstate where it seems like that's your place of peace. When you're there, are you relinquishing control, or are you, on your phone all the time? I mean, obviously you have to check in constantly.
Yeah.
That's just the part of being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
But, do you feel relaxed there?
I feel relaxed when I leave the city. It's like that Sex and the City quote, like the best part about living in New York's leaving it.
Right.
Like my mom, when I first bought my house upstate, she's like, you're so funny. Like your whole life you wanted to get to the city. I'm like, Mom, I'm old now. Like now I get grass and the country where I grew up. And I didn't ever appreciate it when I was a kid because
Right.
we just wanted bigger and more.
I know. It's like when you bought that truck and I said, I want to drive your truck.
I just
It's
got a
like,
new truck.
what?
I got a new truck.
Well, I want to drive that truck too.
Yeah.
Because we're
I got
both
a
country
Jeep.
boys at heart.
I know, country boy at heart. Like, that's why, like, people are like, come to the Hamptons. I'm like, that's my literal nightmare.
Nightmare.
I don't want to see anyone. I want to like wear whatever I want to wear.
Right.
I want to eat whatever I want to eat. I want to like tinker around my barn with like wood and my tools. I have every tool you could imagine, but I do disconnect. But to that point of the tools, I stay busy when I'm there because I'm creative. Like I built my deck. I re-added wainscoting and beadboarding on the walls of the dining room, like for a weekend project. Like it makes me happy.
Right.
But I do sleep till 7 o'clock there sometimes, which is
that's late.
wildly late for me.
Yeah.
Like
Because
I'm
I know
up
sometimes I'll text you at 6 in the morning on a Sunday.
and we've had like 2 hours already. So sometimes I'm up like 4:45, 5 on most days.
Yeah.
So they're like the fact I can sleep in with no alarm till 7 there is just how much I need air.
And so whenever you're driving back to the city on a Monday morning or a Sunday night, what are you excited about the most for Monday?
I love what I do. And I think that is, if you have started your own thing and you dread it, you should have reevaluate what you're doing. I love what I do. I get excited to come back. Every time I see the skyline of the city, when I come back, I get excited, whether I'm gone for 24 hours or 24 days, because to me, it is a place of endless opportunity. And just coming down here, I ran into 2 people. I ran into 4 people today, someone who may want to work with us and help us with our business. Like the city energizes me. It gives me inspiration. When I'm up there too long, I'm like, I need
You feel a pull, maybe?
yeah, no, I feel great. But when I'm up there too long, sometimes I'm like, I'm missing some visual stimulation.
Yeah.
And as a creative who's inspired by architecture and music, and I need both.
That was my next question. I was like, where do you draw your creative inspiration from? So I guess it's probably a combination because I can't remember, but I know that your candles, I've had all of them. Your candles are fantastic.
Thanks.
But I know you have one called Upstate.
Yep.
You have one called Skyline?
High Rise.
High Rise.
Yep.
And
That's
there's
a New York
another one
one.
called...
I have Doheny Drive, which is where I lived in LA.
Okay, yes.
Mayfair is where I lived and worked in London. Upstate is we've renamed it to Stonebridge, which is the name of my other little house.
Right.
But I guess the main answer of inspiration right now when it comes to work, travel is my number one place of inspiration. We're making our home products, the most beautiful textiles, ceramics, blankets, all in Portugal, which I had never been on my list. I had no desire to go there. And Lisa's like, we have to go meet some of these manufacturers. I've known them for 20 years. They make Parachute, Ralph Lauren, Brooke Linen, LL Bean, everyone you can imagine in these factories. And they're like multi-generational, the kindest people, the craziest architecture, and it's giving me all the inspiration I need.
I really do. I love that place so much.
Where have you been? Where have you been everywhere? You've been everywhere.
Honestly, I've been all over Portugal, and I find
amazing
different like happiness and different joy in different parts of it. I've enjoyed it so much. I love the interior parts where my friend just got married. I love the Algarve.
Oh, yeah, you were just kind of there.
I love the Algarve. I love Comporta. I love Lisbon. I love Porto.
Porto's where we make all of our products.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Do you have any kind of wish or want to create something as far as clothing in Preston Lane, or is that not really?
Not apparel is where I started, and I'm such a retail guy. I was at Ralph Lauren this morning shopping, and I was like buzzing because clothing gets me so just fucking worked up and excited. Like I just love clothes, but it is a really difficult time to be in that world. So I don't think I'll ever touch it with a 10-foot pole. I think I'll just continue to buy it and support my friends. But one thing I've learned in the last 2 years is that inventory can kill a business. I think apparel is really tricky because you've got to buy every size and you got to buy every color. And if I wanted to do it my way, I would need so much capital to do it. And I wouldn't go near it.
Do people still come to you all the time asking for advice on style, personal style?
People do. Yeah. I like that. And I think I say I just finished shooting this new show for Hulu that comes out in the spring.
Oh.
And it's an interior design show.
Amazing.
But we were talking about clothes all the time, me and the producers, and I was like, It's just like a lot of us are multiple gay queer eye guys in one person.
Right,
Like
right.
you could ask me about your grooming your beard. I could help you. I
Hmm.
can't cook for you. I can help you decorate your apartment. I can dress you. I could get you some great skincare, and the buck stops there.
Now, as you're sitting here, are you looking around thinking about all the things that you could change and
No, I was
shift?
thinking about this. I love this. I'm loving that. What is that piece? That Calder thing? It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was a really, really, really great friend of mine
It's pretty.
left it here 4 years ago.
Okay.
I hope, Jason, that you're not watching this.
Well, it's really. Oh, did I just
I
blow
don't
it
think
up?
he knows that it's
Okay,
here
great. Well,
still,
I
to be
love
honest
this
with
too.
you.
The howdy one.
Okay,
You
well,
have great art.
that was on Amazon the other day. I got it.
It's great.
Do you have doubts? Do you have doubts about where your path is right now? Or maybe not doubts. Do you second guess, or do you feel like you're on the right trajectory to where you want to be?
I have doubts every day. Um, I know I'm on the right trajectory because now that my business is I'm happy. So, and I feel fulfilled, and I feel like my mission that I share with Lisa is like that it's getting out there, the business, to more people. Since launching our brand with Amazon, like, I used to be a person that would hate feedback. Like feedback,
Scared you?
if it's just if it wasn't what I wanted, like you're the wrong. I don't want your feedback. Like if you don't fully agree with me, you don't give me feedback. That's how I used to be forever. And now to successfully run a business to scale to like hundreds of millions of people, feedback's the most important thing. So I'm in the reviews, I'm reading stuff, so I know we're on the right path because it's resonating with people. But I doubt every single day. Like I
So how do you
just
handle the doubt, internally or externally?
I sometimes take notes. Sometimes I make pros and cons lists of things,
Okay.
like old school.
Yeah. Type A.
Like I literally write it down. Like, what's the pro of this? What's the con of this? My notes app in my phone. I jot all the time.
Gosh, we are the same person.
It's pretty wild. But I also have a really like if you handed me two things and you're like this or this, I'd say that. Like
Okay.
I'm a very clear decision
I love
maker.
that. Yes.
Like when a vendor produces product for me and they say, which one the sample we do? I said C. It's C.
Okay.
And they're like, that was so fast. I'm like, I know it's the right one.
Whenever you have your kind of quiet moments upstate and you take a little breath for yourself, do you think that gives you a recharge to be able to come back and make those kind of decisions? Like, me as a person that like when I go on vacation, I'm like, I'm going on this vacation because I want to go on vacation, but also because I know that I'm going to have 4 days away and I'll come back feeling recharged. I sometimes don't live in the moment. I live in the future.
Yep.
Don't really live in the past, but I do live in the present and the future sometimes.
We
because,
are the same person. I'm
right,
the same way. I don't live in the past. If it happened yesterday, it happened yesterday.
right, right.
I do very much think that way. Like part of it, like people will go do cold plunge, people go get facials, people go do this, whatever, to kind of be able to tackle their next thing. I know that when I go to the country or relax, I can come back guns blazing. My team's probably like terrified of me on a Monday when I come back here because I'm just like charged.
Right.
But they also, it's funny, whenever I'm up there, they're like, you should stay there more. You're so nice up there. I'm like, I guess. I'm not mean, but it's what I mean. It's like there are so much tense things happening when you're growing a business, a consumer business.
Right.
It's like crazy.
When I look at you, you've always been such a polished person. So I'm going to segue
Thanks.
a little bit into your personal,
Yeah.
internal and external, like routines, habits, and care, because
Yeah.
I'm sure you get a lot of questions or
I do.
dialogue about like your skincare.
Mostly about my skin.
Yeah, because you put a lot of that on social media, and your skin is amazing.
I do.
So-
I try. I try to share. It's like I was never, again, like I was also in my 20s, was like a big party boy and I never took care of myself. Like
Right.
I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. I would go out all the time. I would drink. I wouldn't want to take care of my face. And it's funny that I'm sure you probably see this. You do this too. But I look back at pictures of myself and I'm like, God, I look so much better in my 40s.
Same.
Like,
Yeah.
I just look because we understand like the levers to pull and we care about ourselves more. But I'm a big skincare freak.
Right,
I like
that's
to
what-
take care of myself physically as much as possible. That lately it's been hard for me because my vendors are all in Europe. So the best time for me to talk to them is like 5, 6, 7 in the morning, which
that's
is
when you
normally
like
when
to
I would
gym.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because when I'm done at night, I'm done.
Right.
But I do try to move every single day. I go to Equinox, I go to spin, I walk.
Do you meditate? Are you a spiritual guy?
I don't. I tried it. Do you meditate?
Daily.
You do.
Yeah. Different forms.
This
of it,
is
though.
where we differ and where I could probably learn a
Different
lot from you.
forms though of it. Like like breath work or fire breathing, guided. I mean, I have a lot of different types of meditations I do. Walking meditations.
Through an app, through
I used to, but I've been doing it for so long that
that you don't need to.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't need to anymore. I can quiet my mind to a place, and I have the techniques and the tools to be
Yeah.
able to do it the way that I know what
This
works
is why
for
we
me.
need your new stuff that you're
Right.
launching. This is why the
Exactly,
world needs that,
exactly.
because I said, is there an app? Can I use
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. I mean, I do at night, so it's funny. At night, I listen to like subliminal guided meditations
Yep.
all night long. I'm a very, very strong sleeper. I
Me
fall
too.
asleep like that,
Like this.
within seconds.
Seconds.
And I am out like a light. I've never even taken a sleeping pill in my life. I've never had to. I'm just very blessed like that. But I do listen to these subliminal messages on my phone
That just happened in the
that
background.
just happen in the background. And I find that's a form of meditation too. And sometimes I definitely wake up more foggy than others, depending on how deep I guess the meditation is.
Oh my gosh.
I think they're really cool. I think they're fun. But yes, I do meditate.
I listen to brown noise when I sleep,
What's
not
the
white
difference
noise.
between brown and white?
White is like a higher, almost
Frequency?
like static, like
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah.
And brown, you'll appreciate this. Brown to me is like the hum of an airplane.
Okay, well,
It's lower and it's like harder, and it reminds me of being like asleep in the sky.
so that's kind of like what the ones I listen to are, but there's words underneath of them that are just ever so slight that you may not hear, but they
would like that
penetrate
too.
into your body.
I fall asleep to like history, like archaeological shows. So I do like a little talking in the background.
Do you have a daily habit or ritual that is like it must happen? Is there anything that you do?
I get really freaked out around bedtime and morning time. Like if I go to bed too late,
Yeah,
now
same.
like if I have a dinner or something I mean, most times I'll honestly say no.
I'm
If
the
they're
same
if they're
way.
saying it's at 9:30, I can't do it.
Oh, absolutely not. Who's going to dinner at
I go to
9:30?
bed. I go to bed at 9:30.
8:20 is more my
Oh, well, you're up a little earlier than me, training people. But it's almost like, I don't know what it is. I get really nervous. Like if I'm out at an
Same.
event and I'm not home, I get nervous.
Oh, same.
And I'm like, I have
Absolutely.
to make it up excuse. I have to leave. I panic. And then if I'm not up early, if for some reason I sleep in a weird way, like I don't sleep in, but it freaks me out. Like my ritual is getting up in the dark, no matter what its daylight savings time is. Getting up in the dark, the city is asleep. I'm with myself. I have my coffee. I catch up on a little news. I see what's happened overnight in Europe on my phone, just like at a glance to see what the day has for me. I don't jump right into emails,
Right.
but I need to have private time in the morning when it's dark.
That's a really, really good routine. That's very similar to mine. And I also, no one, I'm not going to dinner at 8 p.m. during the week. It's
can't.
just not happening.
No,
Like I like a 6 o'clock dinner, but I'm never going
people
Monday
make
through
fun of
Friday
me.
anyway. I'm
I
not,
say I would do 5 o'clock.
yeah, and I won't even go to dinner during the week anyway. That's just something
Yeah.
else I need to relinquish control of maybe. But I'm the same way. I'm not a good I tell people, you're not going to like my conversation because I'm going to be nervous about going to bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking about going and getting enough sleep for my next day.
What is that about us?
I don't know. Again, control. I don't know.
It's a control thing.
I don't
Maybe it's a
know.
type A thing.
There
I
has
don't
to be
know.
some sort of like
I also
fear
just
there.
really value my
love
sleep.
I love sleep.
And I need, how many hours do you get?
I try to get 7.5 to 8.
Yeah, I'm like 7.
Yeah, I mean,
Seven,
I
maybe
can't
8.
function under 7, to be
No, I
honest
can't
with you.
either. Then how do you do so well on overnight flights?
Oh,
Will you
because
sleep the whole time?
because if I'm flying overnight somewhere, I'm not going straight into work. I'm usually going to like some sort of vacation
Yeah.
mode. And that
And
kind of
you're
work
okay.
is just where I'm on my computer, whatnot. I like to write a lot on flights
Yeah.
on my computer or actually physically write.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sleep in and out on flights, but
Yeah.
you know how much of a flight geek I am. I just
I
love
know.
being on a plane. I mean,
I have to send you I'm going back to London for New Year's Eve, and then we're going to Edinburgh. We're going to Scotland for my birthday after, and I got the old Virgin. You remember the old
the
Virgin
old ones where
with like the feet stick
feet go-
out?
yeah, yeah.
I got an old foot plane.
Yeah, that's
so
funny.
I call
Those are
it.
so
I know. I was
weird.
like, maybe they could change. I'm waiting for like an aircraft
I
change.
can't believe they still have that.
I know.
So strange.
I thought of you actually when
It is so
I saw
strange.
the aircraft type. I was like, only Josh would value this.
Do you ever feel like burnt out creatively or like kind of like creatively flat? And if so, do you look at it as being like just a sign to just be where you are and stay in the space of where you are? Or is it something you try to get out of because you want to keep going for something newer or different?
Your questions are really good.
Thanks.
Yes, I do feel creatively burnt out sometimes. I usually, when that happens, I'm in the middle of trying to do something whether it's like we're right now working on a new design project for some of the product, and I was in a little bit of a roadblock in that way, and I knew I had to stop and come back to it. And what I need to do usually is surround myself around like I need to for a product brand, like that means I need to get out of my office and I need to hit the pavement and I need to go to Bergdorf. I need to walk to any store. I need to see things, touch things, listen to music, see window display. Like I need to be stimulated by other creative things because I can't just jump on a flight to go somewhere. Or I will get back. This is so old school, but I'm a huge magazine collector from back. Like I have
Like
stacks of
home magazine or what?
like I have like when like Britney was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Like I have every magazine. Details magazine back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I'll stop and I'll like go to a pile of magazines and just like from like 20 years ago and just start sifting through magazines, folding corners, putting Post-its in.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just
That's
to kind
old
of
school.
get like tactical inspiration for things again.
I imagine them having little like Post-it notes or something.
All of
sticking
them
out
do. I have the one from like Obama got elected. He was on the cover of GQ. Like I have like every good
Oh, I love that.
magazine. And we're in this era from a consumer side of things where like 90s is so back right now from fonts to lighting to models to whatever that it's actually like a really good time to do that.
Is there something, I mean, you've talked to us a little bit about, or a lot about, you know, where you envision Preston Lane going into, but is there something that you want to achieve? Maybe, is there some sort of like that golden star, that's something that you really want to have, that's acknowledgement for your career, your work, your creativity?
I mean,
An eye on the prize kind of thing.
I would love to have stores nationwide.
Yeah.
I would love to have stores nationwide that are tiny little jewel boxes on streets like Newbury Street in Boston or like on King Street down in, is it Charleston? Or in, where's that Southern Charm take place? Down in,
I'm not sure,
in,
but it's
in
not-
you know, like these
it's not in
cute little,
Savannah. It's
no, in these
probably-
cute little town, like on Main Street USA's where there's like great,
Yeah, I can
cool,
see that.
mid-accessible retail. I'd love to have stores everywhere. I was going to say, I mean, you just made me realize a lot has happened. I was going to say Women's Wear Daily articles and Forbes articles, and I've gotten a lot of those in the last couple of years. So
I know you've had such
I
great
feel
success.
really grateful.
So do you feel, you do feel that you are on the right path? Your drive, your success, your passion has brought you to where you were. You don't have any intention of slowing down.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's like, but also when you're on the merry-go-round, like
Right.
you can't
You
get
can't get
off.
off.
Not like I'd ever want to get off. Like people ask, like there's types of meetings I'm in with attorneys or investors where it's like talking about sale or talking about exit of the brand. And I always say to these men, and I'm like, just so you know, that's not going to happen. And they're like, it happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
And I was like, well, it's not. And I'm never going to leave. They're like, you're not going to die making candles. Like there will be a time
There will
when
be a
you,
time.
and I just am in the phase where I can't even think about that because I'm so happy doing what I do. But yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, it's been a massive pleasure talking to you. We're not done yet because we're going to do a little rapid fire question here.
Ooh, I love it.
All right. So what is a belief that keeps you grounded?
Belief in family connection. I'm lucky to have my sister here. I talk to my mom all the time.
A habit that changed your career?
A habit that changed my career was in my 20s, scaling back on things I shouldn't be doing, smoking, drinking, going out, things like that, taking care of myself.
A creative non-negotiable?
Alone time.
Alone time?
Alone time.
The space or style that kind of fears you most?
Very sterile, modern spaces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate
Yeah, you're
them, but
very homey.
I'm surrounded by comfortable, like wood and things that make me feel cozy and homey.
And maybe the best piece of advice you've ever received? Top of mind.
If you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Really
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having
It's
me.
been so nice talking to you outside of just our regular banter.
I
So,
know.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And so please tell our viewers and everyone tuning in where we can find everything Preston Lane.
You can find me at Preston Conrad with a K, wherever, on all socials. And on Instagram, we are at On Preston Lane. And our website is onprestonlane.com.
Perfect. Thanks. Thank you for joining me today on Mind Body Method. This podcast is part of Pride House Media, hosted by me, Josh Grimm, produced and edited by Josh Rosenzweig. Original music composed by Nell Balabin. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others to discover the show. I'd love to stay connected with you, so join the conversation by following me at @JoshGrimm_FitNet on Instagram